Canadian institution.
Tim Hortons, where she's
Tim Hortons.
Second largest coffee chain in the world.
Even though Tim Hortons is no longer a Canadian company, it is the largest fast food chain in Canada, the largest. It is Canada's fifth most valuable brand, had over 5,000 restaurants until 2021, equated to $6.5 billion in revenue, which equates to 5 million cups sold per day, and that is equal to 80% of Canadians visiting Tim Hortons per month is using plastic liner inside its cups. To be specific, polyethylene.
Harmful compounds. Ken Morning Rounds, new evidence of the possible health risk.
In 2021, Forbes ranked Tim Hortons at the 429th position as the best employers for diversity and 370th in America's best mid-size employer, but Canadians do not want to work for them. I will share more about this later in the video. Now you may ask, was this only hidden behind the beans? No, a lot more. Tim Hortons put us on the map even though the first Canadian coffee house was started in 1801 by William Cooper. The same pride that Italians have for their Ferrari, Canadians have for a coffee and a donut shop named Tim Hortons. To put the power of Tim Hortons into perspective, until 2018, 8 out of 10 cups of coffee sold across Canada were from Timmy's. Timmy's, short form of Tim Hortons if you're not from Canada. In 2015, a research study ranked Canada as #1 in the world. Yes, #1 out of 80 countries in coffee consumption per capita. And now we are in the top 10. Do you know Canadians consume more coffee than tap water?
no.
But now you know. Because of Tim's, Canadians drink more coffee than French, Italians, Americans, or virtually anyone else. It's 6.5 kg of the stuff per person per year. This was the coffee, but where are the donuts? Here are they. Canadians eat more donuts per capita than any other country in the world. In fact, Canadians have consumed so many of the tiny donut rounds that if laid end to end, they would stretch to the moon and back nearly 5 times. But how and why did Tim Hortons become so loved? It was a perfect product market fit. To be precise, right timing, affordable pricing, and a great taste made Timmy's a huge hit. And on top of that, Tim's marketing strategy embedded the brand into the people's mind and hearts. Tim Hortons primarily targeted a group of people that includes business people and working adults, families, and students from the lower and middle classes. It also has marketed its brand towards families having young children by running the campaigns like Roll Up the Rim, Smile Cookie, Holiday Cup campaign. Also, do not forget the strategic partnership like the one with Justin Bieber. Tim Hortons began only with 3 items on the menu. That is 1 coffee and 2 types of donuts. But now it has grown far beyond than that. Still, Tim Hortons is losing its cool. According to the survey by McLean's, Tim Hortons has fallen to 4th place behind McDonald's, Second Cup, and Starbucks in popularity among Canadian coffee shops. The decline in the popularity can be seen in the declining sales as well. For the last 5 years, Tim Hortons brand has been slipping fast while McDonald's stock price is up 60% in the last 5 years. This started happening when RBI started merging Tim Hortons with other food brands that they own. Why they did it? They did it to cut down the cost. Cutting down the cost made the franchisees unhappy. In spite of that, Tim Hortons is still trying to regain people's trust by spending $11.3 million on advertising in the US. Why did they do that? They did that because RBI's 60% revenue was coming from Tim Hortons. In order to maintain its position of low cost and high volume seller, cost cutting and bitter relationships can be seen throughout. First example is Tim Hortons coffee is sourced from the farms that uses child labor. Although Tim Hortons claim to have helped 30,000 coffee farmers and their families, but seems like a lot more need to be done. Tim Hortons franchisees and corporate relationships are also not good. US franchises of Tim Hortons filed a lawsuit against RBI in 2017, alleging that the company collected $700 million for marketing, but they never used it for marketing and was used for unrelated expenses. Tight margins and high employee attritions are the 2 major problems faced by the Tim Hortons franchisee on a regular basis. The result of that was a coffee company charging for coffee breaks, and in COVID-19, the sick days were unpaid. Cherry on the donut is that Canadians do not want to work for them. The internet is filled with reasons like wage theft, inconsistent scheduling, bullying, fighting for days off, and bad managers. So to fill the gap in 2010, Tim Hortons started making use of temporary foreign worker programs as well. What do you get from Tim Hortons? Only a coffee or a donut?
Yes.
No, coffee in a cup that has a liner made of polyethylene, which is linked to infertility, obesity, diabetes, and prostate or breast cancer, among others. Talking about cancer, diabetes, or other major problems, let's talk about harmful chemicals. Tim Hortons has been added to the toxic chemicals Hall of Shame for failing to address some of the harmful substances found in their products. To be specific, Tim Hortons received F grade and ranked 40 out of 50. If this is not surprising, then this might be. Tim Hortons have been continuously receiving an F grade since 2018. That means no improvement whatsoever. When that was not enough, we were being tracked from 2019 to 2020, which came to light in 2020 and led to the class action lawsuit. So the tracking was happening in this way. Even when the app was closed, you were tracked for your exact locations, including time. Due to lawsuit in 2022, Tim Hortons agreed to offer a free hot drink and a baked goods as a settlement to the impacted customers. Same with me. Can I have a double? Sure, I will give you that, but I will add 4.5 teaspoons of sugar instead of 2. That is 18 grams of sugar without even letting you know. I'm telling you this, that double has more sugar than 2 teaspoons, but Tim Hortons won't. In fact, Tim Hortons do not offer products with the teaspoons of sugar. They have a shots of sugar which contains more sugar than you would have assumed. To add to this confusion, the sugar content of each shot varies depending on the size of the drink ordered. If you're having 2 doubles per day, you are adding 250 grams of sugar in a week. That is equal to 2100 calories. Take a guess. What is the busiest time of the day at Tim Hortons? Morning, right?
Right.
No.
Evening.
No, it is afternoon.
Right.
I have a question for you. Do you like a hot drink or a cold drink at Tim Hortons? I cannot hear you clearly, but the fact is most of the people like cold drink at Tim Hortons. How many people do you think knows the secret formula for blending and roasting signature Tim Hortons coffee? Only 3. Tim Hortons logo has been changed 4 times till now. The latest version is in dark red color and minimalist in design. All the logos have changed 4 times, but Tim Hortons is still struggling to win over the customers because product quality is not keeping up with the competition, the products are not hitting the target, and inability to please existing customers while trying to get the new ones. Tensions exist between management and franchisees, as I mentioned before. Tim Hortons has been again named as Canada's top plastic polluter. Their single cup takes 20 years to decompose. Yes, 20 years. But Tim Hortons has taken some steps in this regard. Over the last 2 years, Tim Hortons has introduced paper straws, wooden stir sticks, recycled fiber napkins and takeaway bags, and recyclable sandwich packaging, and hot beverage lids. They have also stopped double cupping and introduced everyday reusable cups. If Tim Hortons would be alive today, he would have never wanted the environment and people to suffer. In fact, all the 3 key people who took action to build Timmy's are no longer with us, but they have left a legacy behind. If you will agree with me, we will all like to have this legacy to stay here for our generations to enjoy. Take care. See you in the next video.